Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Rudy A. Flores, August.
Thank you, Mr. Flores. Mr. Flores, you're here on a Superior Court probation violation warrant for alleged violations of terms 3 and 5. I have appointed you an attorney. You have a probation hearing scheduled August 6th, 8:30 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. I'm affirming bond in the amount of $150. It's secured appearance. Technically, you can work with the bail bonding company. However, the number is so low, I don't believe any will work with that number.
Yes.
If you pay your bond, you'll be released. You're then promising to go to court on all of your court dates, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Just a moment.
Your Honor.
Yes, Mr.
I have no money to pay for that. I've been with my mom. She has stage 4 cancer. That's the only reason why I violated probation, because I've been with her the whole time. And I'm taking care of her right now. I'm the only one she has. My dad died like 5 years ago, and she's the only one I have left.
Well, so Mr. Flores, the problem, I feel for you. The problem is you'll still have that same issue tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you weren't complying with probation because you're taking care of your mom.
The only reason why I violated is because I have moved. My sister kicked me out of the house, so I was living with hers. So then I went with my mom, because I've been with my mom the whole time. I've been no trouble, no nothing.
Well, right, but I guess, do you see what I'm saying? Like, you have the same problem tomorrow that you did yesterday.
Yes, sir.
You haven't been complying with probation.
Yeah. You
haven't been checking in with them. But there's no difference between what was happening yesterday and tomorrow.
I'll start checking in with them,
please. And Mr. Flores, but the problem is you said, hey, here's a reason I'm not going to comply. You have that same reason still to not comply. Yeah. I don't know why it would be different now.
I'll start calling. I swear I will.
Well,
because my mom's, she's real bad, bro. She's stage 4 cancer.
Right, but Mr. Flores, again, it's the same problem, though, don't you see? Like, you said, hey, here's a reason I'm not going to comply with probation. You still have that same problem. If because your mom has stage 4 cancer, you didn't want to comply before, then I don't know how that would be different tomorrow. She'll still have stage 4 cancer. Yeah. You still won't want to comply.
I'll comply with them. I'll call and everything. That's the reason why they violated me, because I didn't call them. I'll call. I swear to God, I'll call them.
Yeah, and Mr. Flores, I wish the situation was different, but again, the problem is I'm accepting the excuse that you gave me, but the problem is it's still going to be the excuse tomorrow to not comply. That's the trouble.
I swear, I'll comply.
No, and Mr. Flores, I wish the situation was different, but I don't have something.
I just don't want my mom to die while I'm in custody, sir.
Mr. Flores, I don't want that either, but you've got to put probation first, otherwise you can't be there to take care of your family. That's the problem. So I'm sympathetic. I hope your mom, doesn't die. I genuinely hope that does not happen. But you've got to comply with probation. So thank you, Mr. Flores. Good luck to you. Dempsey Ashley and then Marlene Orsborn will be on deck. Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Yeah, my name is Dempsey Jeremy Ashley.
Thank you, Mr. Ashley. Mr. Ashley, you're here on a Superior Court failure to appear warrant. You have a status conference August 8th, 8:30 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Mr. Ashley, I am going to release you on supervised release. So that means you are going to be leaving here in about 4 hours to 6 hours from now.
Okay.
Because you're being released, you're promising to go to court on the 8th. It's really important you go, because if you're arrested again next time, it's almost certain you'll have to pay a bond.
Okay.
So make sure you go to court on the 8th, make all of your other court dates. You have the standard conditions and restrictions of release, plus you're not to possess any weapons, and you must comply with pretrial services supervision.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Ashley, do you have any questions for me?
May I just, let you know that the only reason why this happened was because my court papers, when I got released to Mesa, the last time that I was released, my court papers were left here when I went to change out my clothing, and we had left, right after I got done changing my clothing, we had left right away. I forgot my papers, and I had no idea who to get a hold of. I went to the address that I was supposed to for the diversion program, but they told me I had to make a phone call to get an appointment with them instead of having to go straight there and knocking on the door, and there was nobody there, so I didn't know how else to go about it, and I couldn't get a hold of my lawyer because my court papers were destroyed.
Okay. So if for some reason you lose your papers, sir, you can always go down to the court, like one of the court buildings, and ask them, hey, do I have upcoming court dates? You can look up your case online as well.
Okay.
But you also can just go down to one of the superior courthouses and look up your case information they'll give you,
I'll
you know,
book my lawyer, they give me my lawyer's information and stuff?
well, you may have to look it up, but it should be in the system at this point.
Yeah, that's one thing I needed. He gave me his phone number directly on there, and that's the only reason why I didn't have any way to get a hold of him or where to reach him at, because I don't know where the office is.
Yeah, yeah, so,
Your Honor, he still has them, 2 Mesa holes on Chandler Hole as well.
oh, does he? Okay. Yeah, so, sir, so you actually won't be able to be released because you'll have to go see the judges in Mesa and
Okay, so,
Chandler
but I'm
first.
gonna be, like, released on this one, I just have to go to Mesa and Chandler?
Yeah, you have to go to Mesa and Chandler first, so, let me see here. Yes, the attorney's name is Vaughn Ford Plotkin. I don't have a phone number here for you, but, again, if you go down to one of the courthouses, you can look up your cases and should be able to get your attorney's phone number, or at least the name, if nothing else, but you should be able to get the phone number too.
So I'm still gonna change out and go I'm gonna be housed in one of the housings tonight, right?
I believe so, right, because they'll transport you tomorrow to Mesa or to Chandler.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Marlene Osborne and then Jose Lopez will be on deck. Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth? Thank you, Ms. Osborne. Ma'am, you're here on a Superior Court new case on an alleged probation violation as well. In your new case, ma'am, I find probable cause for the allegations of 1 count of possession or use of dangerous drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession or use of prescription drugs, it's a Class 6 felony.
Prescription drugs?
Correct. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference August 14th, 8:31 a.m., preliminary hearing August 16th, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Ms. Osborne, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. However, it does appear that there is a hold. Officer Young, are you seeing a hold?
I am not.
No?
Anybody?
All right, so you should be released about 4 hours to 6 hours from now. Because you're being released, you're promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You're promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. Plus, you're not to possess any weapons, you're not to possess or consume any alcohol. And you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release.
You're talking about the 29 days that she has to serve?
Oh, does she still have to serve time?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, until April 26th.
All right.
Or August, sorry.
August. So I'm sorry, ma'am. So you do have to serve time.
That's fine.
Yeah, but once you've served time, you should be released in these
Okay.
cases. Your probation case is August 6th, 8:30 a.m. And again, I'm releasing you on, well, let's see, I need to if she's serving time, I need to put a placeholder bond then so that she gets transported. Okay. So, Ms. Osborne, I have to put a very small bond. It's going to be a very small bond, just because then that way they'll transport you to your hearings, okay? Because I can't, you have to serve at the time, I can't change that.
It's okay.
So I'll just put a $5 bond in both of these, ma'am. What that does is just make sure that they get you to court, okay? Thank you.
I'll bring your paper.
Okay. All right, Jose Lopez and then Lena Varela will be on deck.
You have a therapist.
Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Jose Lopez,
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. Sir, you're here on a Superior Court direct complaint arrest warrant. You're charged with 1 count of possession or use of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession or use of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference August 14th at 8:31 a.m. and a preliminary hearing August 16th, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Mr. Lopez, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You're going to be leaving here in about 4 hours to 6 hours from now. Because you are being released, you're promising to go to court on all of your court dates, and you're promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release, plus you must submit to fingerprinting at the arresting police department. Mr. Lopez, do you have any questions? Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Lena Varela, and then Carlos Moiza. Giselle, can you see if you can get a language line interpreter?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Lena Varela, 9.
Thank you, Ms. Varela. Ms. Varela, you're here on a Superior Court probation violation warrant. This is for alleged violations of terms 3, 4, 7, and 15. And I've appointed you an attorney. You have a probation hearing August 6th, 8:30 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Ms. Varela, I do see that you self-surrendered, went down to the probation office. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. So that means you're going to be leaving here in about 4 hours to 6 hours from now. Because you're being released, you're promising to go to court on all of your court dates, promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. Plus, you're not to possess any weapons. You must submit to fingerprinting at the arresting police department, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release.
Okay, thank you so much.
Ms. Osborne, do you have any, or excuse me, Ms. Varela, do you have any
No.
questions? All right, thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.